Today on the Implicit Show, it's super cool. It's just me and you, Q&A Tuesday. We're going to talk about how to be positive. I mean, so many people, we want to be positive. We try, I'm trying to think good. I'm trying to think good thoughts, but how do I actually do it and make it stick? Tapping into the true potential of the human spirit. This is Humanity Empowered. This is the Implicit Show. What is up? What is up? What is up? I'm your host, Brendan Dubay. I'm always happy to be here. Super pumped about this. Like I told you guys at the beginning, we're going to talk about how to be positive. I mean, by the end of this episode, you'll never ask the question again, like, how do I get myself to just feel good? How do I get myself to be positive, to feel good about my life, or just to feel good in general? Because I mean, there's so many reasons out there to be negative. There's so many reasons to be upset. And today we're going to talk about that. Anyways, I'm going to pull your comments up on screen here. Boom, we got your comments up on screen. I'm going to get you guys going on my phone here as well so that I could talk to you. So if you guys have, if you guys have any questions or comments regarding positivity as a whole or just emotions, feeling good, whatever it is, I want to help you guys out with that. Because this is an area of my life that I've really had to think about. I've really had to take action on and change so much about my life, so many of my habits and everything, just in order to be more positive. I wasn't always super positivity guy. I mean, like, you guys look at me here, I'm still getting this going. You guys look at me here, I'm sure, on this show all the time, and you ask, why is that guy always so smiley? Why is he always so positive? And you know what the truth is? I'm just not always so smiley. I'm not always so positive, but I try my best. You know what I mean? I just have fun with life. And nothing is more exciting to me than being happy and being excited and being passionate. Like, these are the kind of emotions that I want to feel on a daily basis. And I want to help you guys to feel what you want to feel on a daily basis, because it's not the same for everybody. Not everybody wants to be as hyper as I like to be. Like, seriously, hyper to me is one of the most amazing emotions. I love it. I love feeling hyper. I love feeling energetic, upbeat, right? Some people, they just like to be chill. Some people just want their inner peace, right? They just want to be relaxed. They don't want nothing too crazy. And other people, maybe they want a little combination of the both, a combination of the both, because, life is like a roller coaster ride. That's the thing about positivity. And that's the first thing I want to say here about positivity is you don't have to be upbeat all the time. You don't have to be energetic all the time. You don't have to be positive and happy all the time. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel depressed. It's okay to feel stressed. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. It's okay to feel guilty. It's okay to feel jealous or envious. There's all these negative emotions that we have. They're there for a reason. They have a message to share with us. They're not just here for the sake of your suffering, right? There's more to it than that. There's more involved. And so, right off the bat, I got to say, what up, Julie? We got Julie here in the comments. Glad she's checking in. She's talking about balance. That's huge, right? Life is always a balancing act. I mean, you're balancing between, do I feel happy right now, or do I feel negative? Do I feel happy about this or sad about this? Is this a good thing or a bad thing, right? There are always all these things, right? And so what I want you guys to realize, or really what I've realized for myself along my journey, is anytime I'm feeling depressed, there's a reason, right? I'm not just feeling depressed because some virus came and slapped me in the face and said, yo, you're depressed now. It's not a virus. I didn't drink it in the water. The depression for me is usually if I'm not living the way that I believe I should be living, or another reason, if I've just been pushing myself so hard, I'm so stressed, I'm pushing myself, I'm working hard, I'm doing everything I can. Sometimes it's good to get depressed. Depressed means, depress, right? De-stress, like back up a minute and relax. That's depression, right? And so life's a roller coaster ride. There really is going to be your ups and downs. It really is going to be different all the time. Amelia is here. Cool. What up, Amelia? Happy to have you. So that's something I wrote down here. It's okay to feel low. Just don't let it become a habit. So that's what happens for so many of us, right? We all go through tough times and good times, right? The tough times usually they pull on our emotions, and the good times, they usually, light fire to our emotions. We get super excited and stuff. And it's not always easy. But sorry, I lost my train of thought here. I got to say hi to Rachel Johnson. Rachel Johnson, she says, I stay try to stay positive for my family every day. And that's the thing, is we're going to have tough times and we're going to have good times, but the idea is to live where you want to live, right? Like, no matter how happy I am all the time, I get upset, I get depressed, I get stressed, I get whatever, but I don't live there. I choose to live in happiness. I choose to live in positivity, in joy, in playfulness, and in passion. That's where I live. So when I wake up, the first thing I do is I think about those things. What am I grateful for? What am I passionate about? What am I excited for? What am I happy about? Right? Those, because that's where I want to live. But if, for example, if someone close to me right now, if I got a phone call and said, your mother passed away, right? I wouldn't be happy. I wouldn't be passionate. I wouldn't be excited, because, that's real. Like, you lose somebody, right? And it happens, right? You're going to feel low from time to time. But would it make sense for me to let the rest of my life feel low about it for the rest of my life? It wouldn't make sense, right? You feel upset in that moment for a reason, because you love that person who you lost or whatever it was, right? So it's okay to feel bad feelings from time to time. It's okay. But realize that you don't have to live there either. And you can come back to where you belong, which is happiness, positivity, passion, whatever it is for you, right? Julie Ross says exercise helps enormously. It really does, because we'll get into that. I got all sorts of stuff to talk about, but exercise, guys, do it. So another thing I wrote here beside my point, aside from life is a roller coaster, it's really about focusing on the things you can control rather than the things you can't control. And we do this all the time. But I'll tell you a story about when I was super negative in my life and when I was super pessimistic. I was basically at a point in my life where I was doing a ton of research online into conspiracy theories, alternate theories, different philosophies and ideas. And I watched a ton of documentaries and I watched a ton of conspiracy theory videos. And I was really, I was ingesting all this information that was basically negative. It was, some of it turns out it's true. Some of it was kind of just like made up mumbo jumbo, whatever. But I was really diving into all this content. It was super negative. And what it really was it was out of my control, right? And so maybe there's conspiracy theory about aliens or about the government, right? But I'm just some guy. Like, what am I going to do? Like, I can't change the government's mind with the snap of my fingers. I can't, all of a sudden discover aliens at the snap of my fingers. I can't do all these. Some things are just outside of my control. Yet I was spending so much time thinking about the government, thinking about society, thinking about this guy and what he's doing and what they're doing over there, and then what that person's doing isn't right. And what about that guy? That guy's not doing the right thing. And she over there is, bad person and whatever. Just all these, my focus was completely outside of my control. And so what's really helped me to be positive and more optimistic is choosing to focus on the things I can control. Like, if I literally can't change it, then I probably don't even want to know. That's how I feel. Because look, I've found so much freedom, so much power within myself. I've found so much just ability. So like, what I'm talking about is, for example, if I'm overweight and I don't like it, I can change it, because it's me, right? If I'm depressed, sad, if I'm overwhelmed, if I'm stressed out, if I'm working too hard, if I'm not working enough, whatever it is, I can change it because it's me. I have control over that. And it gives you confidence when you know what you can control over what you can't control. And so that's really what I'm thinking here. So we got a long, crazy comment here from Space Paradoxes. Let's hear what they have to say. It says, sadly, people tend to remember or give more time thinking about sad things, hard times, or whatever difficulties they encounter. We should find a balance between the ups and downs we have in life. Because bottom line, that's what life is. It's an experience and our reaction to the things that happen to us. Sorry for the wall of text. Do not be sorry for the wall of text. I love that. I really love when you guys come up with thoughtful comments as well. I really appreciate that. And it's true, man. People focus. Why do you guys think people focus on the negative stuff more than the positive stuff? I really would love to know your opinion. Why do you think we get so caught up in the shit of life rather than the good stuff, right? We get so caught up in this pattern. And I think, I'd love to hear what you guys think, but really part of what I believe is, and what I know through my research is, it's part of who we are as human beings. Like, it's not only that the roller coaster of life, you're going to have good times and bad times, but your brain is literally wired so that you're always looking for what's going to go wrong next. You're always looking for, okay, where's the pain? Where's the potential pain? Because as human beings, look, if you think about how we evolved as human beings, we evolved in such a way where we were living in the wild. We weren't, top of the food chain. We weren't all over the world. We didn't have amazing tools and all this stuff, right? We were just starting to get started. And so anytime there was a predator or anytime we were lacking in food or resources or anything scary would happen, our brains would all of a sudden go into this fear mode. And this fear mode is like fight or flight, right? Either you're gonna fight, you're gonna dive in, you're gonna make it happen, or you're gonna run away. And I think so many people, it's not that they're wrong for feeling bad, for being whatever, but it's literally just how we are as human beings. Like, you have to go against your instincts to be happy. Let me say that one more time. If you want to be happy in life, if you want to be positive, you have to literally go against your human instincts, because human instincts are always like, okay, protect me, fear, pain. How do I get away from it? Whatever. And so you're always focused on that. And if you're always focused on that, oftentimes that's what your experience becomes, right? Just as we were talking about before, right? Life is an experience. Whatever you choose to focus on, that's the experience you're going to have. Beverly has a comment here. She says, the only things you can control is your own attitude and effort. It's true. Like, there's only so many things you can control. And usually, look, you can't control the outside circumstances. You can't control what's going to happen, but you can control how you're going to react to it, how you're going to feel about it, what you're going to do. And those are three things I think about all the time. What are my thoughts? What are my feelings? And what are my behaviors? How am I thinking? How am I feeling? And how am I taking action? How am I acting? How am I being? And so those are the three things that I know I can control. I can control how I think. I can control how I feel. I can control what I do. Aside from that, I don't know. It's just outside of me, man. It's beyond me. It's beyond me. So that's the first point I really wanted to make in terms of how to be positive. If you guys have any questions, let's chat about it. Second thing I wrote down here, guys, is gratitude. Taking the time to recognize and appreciate all the blessings you have in life. Bottom line, when I was a super negative person, I was always thinking about what I didn't have, right? Oh yeah, sure. I've got this nice house. Sure. I've got a beautiful family. Sure. I've got, music, and I've got a passion in life, and I've got a purpose, and I got all these, sure, I've got this and this and this, but I don't have that burger, or I don't have that new toy, or I don't have that car, or I don't have that jet or that boat, or I don't have, the luxury or the lifestyle that these guys have, and I don't have this and I don't have that. That is going to destroy you. That kind of mindset will destroy any kind of positivity, any kind of productivity, any kind of anything. And so really what this is all about is letting go of your expectations, right? Let go of whatever you expect life owes you, or whatever you expect you deserve, or whatever you expect from life to give you. And you become appreciative for what you have. You begin look, man, the universe doesn't owe you anything. You were born. That's your gift. Boom, you're born. The universe, God, whoever, they don't owe you anything, okay? It's up to you now. Is your life. It's up to you to take responsibility to make it the way you want to make it. And obviously to appreciate it and enjoy it. I mean, so many of us, we get caught up in, how do I get more? How do I achieve more? How do I do more? How do I become more? How do I create more? And we forget to be happy about what we have. And more is more is rarely going to make you more happy, more positive, more loving, more whatever. More, you just need to let go sometimes and just accept things for the way they are. And that's going to be liberating for you. Okay, we got some more comments here, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. What up? Jay Fisher, good to see you. Good to see you. This is the third thing I have written down. But before I do any of that, before I talk about the third step, I really want to nail this one home, gratitude. And give you some practical steps on maybe how you could start to become more grateful and start to apply this process to become more positive. And look, it's simple, man. When I wanted to become more grateful, and all I did was I took out a journal, a piece of paper, and I started writing all the reasons I might be grateful. I might be grateful for, being healthy. Yeah, that's cool. I might be grateful for, having all my limbs, having nice skin. I might be grateful just for the school I went to. I hated school. I hated it, did not like school, but at least I got an education, right? Is like I'm so grateful for the people who, you could be grateful about so many things. I'm so grateful for this piece of paper that helped me to take notes, so that I could keep track, so I could deliver you guys these ideas, these messages, this value. Grateful, gratitude, right? It's huge. And it's, I forget who said this, Peter Drucker, maybe, I don't know. This is a Tony Robbins story. No, maybe it's not. Okay. Anyways, he says this, all right. Richest guy, one of the richest guys in the world. And he says, you know how many rich people are unhappy? Like, they're unhappy, and they have all the money in the world. They have the family, they've got the renown, they've got the legacy, they've got everything, but they're still unhappy. They're still pissed off. They're still angry. What happens? Like, if I gave you $2 billion right now, you'd probably be jumping up and down, right? You'd be so happy. But how come these other people who have that kind of stuff do not have that? And the reason is because they're just not grateful. It's gratitude is the missing link, right? And so, are they really wealthy? Are they really rich? Sure, they've got all this money, but they're not enjoying it. They're not grateful. And so they're missing like the whole point behind the whole thing. And so you can have that right now. You don't need to make $1 billion. You can be grateful right now and feel like you're a millionaire, feel like you're a billionaire, right? I love this story, this analogy, or whatever you want to call it, right? If I were to ask you, I will give you $1 million for your 2 front teeth. $1 million. I want them both. You'd be like, oh, yeah, maybe, probably not, right? Okay, what if I gave you $1 billion for both your legs? You'll be a billionaire, but I'll have your legs. What do you think about that? Huh? Right? It's just doesn't sound like a good deal to me, right? I like my legs. And so if that's the truth, then you're a walking billionaire. You're a walking millionaire, right? You have you have this body. There's so many things you could be grateful for. I hope I really drilled this home, because gratitude, it's talked about all the time, always in the personal development world, but so many of us overlook it, including myself. I've overlooked it so many times. Jay Fisher asks, how do I keep happy? That's really what we're talking about, Jay Fisher. That's what this whole episode's about, is staying happy, is being positive. And so let me give you a quick recap of what we talked about so far, because I know you just hopped in here. And basically, it's simple. The first rule I'm giving you is you don't have to be happy all the time. Right? I mean, so many people, they believe I have to be happy. I have to never be disappointed, never be depressed, never be sad, always be happy, never be angry. And I'm always at this top, just peak happiness. Like that's just not the way it works. Jay, life is a roller coaster. You're going to feel sad. And if it weren't for those low times, if it weren't for those bad moments, the good times wouldn't be as good as they are. And so life's a roller coaster, man. It's okay. And all you could do is focus on what you can control and forget about what you can't control. And what I mean by that is focus on your thoughts, your feelings, and your behaviors. What you think about, how you feel, and what you do, because those are the only things you can control. You cannot control the government, you can't control your parents, you can't control your buddies, you can't control the world, but you can control yourself and what it means to you. And so that's a huge one. The next one is gratitude and perspective, Jay. Like I just went on a gratitude rant there. I hope you really got the idea. Is take some time to feel grateful, right? Like, look at, buddy, you're on a computer, right? There's billions of people out there who don't have the computers and the technology and the internet and the food and the nice house and the family that you have. And so just to think about that, like, think about how rich you really are. Think about how wealthy you are, how lucky you are to be you. You didn't have to work for the knowledge. You didn't have to build this technology. You didn't have to, go bring salt out of the mines to put salt on your food. You didn't have to go across the world to go get this rare resource so that you could build this one thing and then go on the other side of the world to get this other rare resource. There's so much out there that you can be grateful for. And let me give you the third step, or my third real action step idea to being positive, guys. Pursue your passions and fulfill your purpose. Bottom line, pursue what it is you're passionate about. And this one's huge, guys. I've always been a happy person, not always, but like when I'm playing music, I'm happy. Like, that's what I love to do. If you want to be happy in your life, you need to do more of what you love, less of what you tolerate, and none of what you hate. Or if you absolutely hate doing something, maybe find a way to get somebody else to do it, find a way to do it easier, find a way to enjoy the process, whatever it is. If you only tolerate something, well, maybe you could find somebody else to do it again. Maybe you could find a way to make it better, but you should always be spending as much time as possible just doing what you love, pursuing your passions. But more than that, right? This is the thing, pursuing your passions will make you happy. It'll give you a sense of joy and happiness. But if you want fulfillment, which is a whole deeper level of happiness, this is a deeper level. This really means like, wow, my life means something. Like, I know that because I'm here, the world's a better place, and I'm doing the right thing, right? If you want that kind of fulfillment, that kind of happiness, that comes from fulfilling your purpose in life. And what I mean by fulfilling your purpose is, you're doing your passions is like, okay, I'm doing something for me because I love it. I'm passionate about it. It brings me joy. Fulfilling your purpose is your service. It's your mission. It's how you make the world a better place. What you have to offer, what you do best, you do it, and you do it for others, and you make other people happy. Because look, at the end of the day, if you really want true fulfillment, if you really want to be happy, make other people happy. Like, seriously, you ever watch a movie and you're watching a movie and you're like, wow, this is a really great movie. And you're sitting there and you turn around and you start to look around, you're laughing, and you look around and you realize you're alone. You're like, wow, this would be better with other people. I'd really enjoy this movie with other people. Or what if you went to go see the World Series, right? A huge baseball game, but you were the only person in the stadium, right? It'd be so boring. It just wouldn't be the same experience as like 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 50,000 people screaming at the top of their lungs, cheering, right? That's a whole other level of experience. And so if you really want to be happy at the deepest level, include other people, do good for others, and the universe will do good for you, man. And you'll feel good. It's incredible how important this really is. I'll tell you a story about my own life. Okay. Since I was 9 years old, I was pursuing my passions in life. And by that, I mean, I was learning music. I was playing music. I was listening to music. I was immersing myself in this music environment because I knew that someday I wanted to be a musician. Someday I wanted to bring that level of joy to people's lives, to bring that level of joy to myself. It was something I loved to do, and I wanted to do it every single day. I wanted to do it as a job. I wanted to be a rock star. And so I did that for a few years, probably like 6 years. But by the end of those 6 years, even longer, from the age of 9 to like the age of 19, so 10 years, I really went down a dark path. It became a path of basically self-gratification, or like you know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about, all I cared about was my own enjoyment. Am I having a good time on stage? Is the crowd having a good time? Who cares? Are my bandmates having a good time? Who cares? As long as I'm having a good time, right? I'm the only one who matters here. My ego, me, beat my chest, right? That's the kind of attitude I had. And so I was doing something I love to do, and it was bringing me joy, but it was like a screw everybody else, I'm going to have a good time kind of joy. And at the end of the day, it led me to just indulging in a lot of alcoholism, drugs, junk food, video games, Netflix, bad habits, making bad decisions. What do you call that? What's that thing that people do? Trespassing. What's the other one though? Vandalism. I did so much vandalism. But that was the point. I was just thinking about me the whole time. I wasn't thinking about other people and how my actions were making other people feel, or how my actions were affecting the universe. I didn't really care. All I cared about was myself. I was pursuing my passions. But it wasn't until I started fulfilling my purpose that I really got the true sense of joy and fulfillment, because all of a sudden I stopped writing songs about myself and about my problems and about woe is me. And I started writing songs about, I started writing songs about us as humans, as people. I started saying, we all go through tough times. I made it through. You can make it through. Like, we all have those days. we all feel negativity. We all feel positivity. We all, have desires and dreams. And so I started writing more about that and about other people. And I wanted my music to be a source of inspiration for others, because, all of a sudden the music wasn't about me. All of a sudden I was using my talents and my music, my ability to bring joy to other people's lives more and more. And not just, through dancing or through smiling or through enjoying a good song, but also through a powerful message that could potentially change the way you think, change the way you feel, and change the way you behave, right? Those are the 3 things that you can control. And that's what I really want to help you guys to control. So we got we got some comments here. Jay Fisher says, say I start beef, how do I keep happy and not angry? Okay, I think I know what you're getting at. Sherry says, your enthusiasm is infectious. I like it. Cool. I'm glad. Thank you, Sherry. Anyways, Jay says, say I start beef. How do I keep happy and not angry? So I think what you mean by that is, you're in an argument with somebody, or you're in resistance with either somebody else or something else, or something that you're doing in your life. How do you be happy and not get angry or not get upset in those kind of situations? And really, I'm going to go right back to the same list I just told you, Jay. Life is a roller coaster. You're going to get angry. You will. But are you going to stay there all day, all week, all month, all year? Or are you going to snap yourself out of it, right? All it is about snapping yourself out of it. Think about it. Look, if you have the power to snap yourself out of feeling like shit and feeling good, if you could snap yourself out of being angry to feeling loving, if you could snap yourself out of, feeling lazy and feeling like procrastinating to getting up and taking action and having drive and having passion and just going in to do things, that's ultimate power. That's what you want in life, right? You want to be able to say, okay, I'm really stressed out right now. I'm really overwhelmed. I gotta get back on. I gotta get back straight. Let me go through the 3-step process. Number 1, am I focusing on what I can control, or am I focusing on what I can't control? Okay. Number 2, am I grateful right now? Do I have perspective? Is there something about this person that I could respect, or this thing that I could respect? Is there something about this situation that I could feel grateful for? Okay. Number 3, am I pursuing my passions and fulfilling my purpose? Right? Am I doing what I'm here to do, or am I just screwing around right now? And that is so huge. Look, there's another thing I wrote here. Individual suffering is a me game. Individual suffering is a me game. Focus on how you can help others and make the world a better place. What I mean by that is your suffering is oftentimes a me game. If you're angry, it's because this person did something to me, or this person said something to me, or that, I stubbed my toe on the table. That table hurt me, right? It's like, it's a me game. Right? And depression, it's like, what do people think about me? Do I even matter? Oh, am I this? Am I that? Or whatever, this kind of depression, right? You're usually sad because you're thinking about yourself, and it's this woe is me game. Same with anxiety. Oh, what is that good person going to think of me? Am I going to get embarrassed? Am I going to get hurt? Is this, right? It's a me game. If you want to stop suffering, if you want to stop feeling pissed off, if you want to stop being sad, start thinking about what you love, your passion and your purpose, right? What do you love to do? And how could you use that to help others make the world a better place? I tell you, every single day I wake up and I'm pumped because I know that I'm making music, I'm making podcasts, I'm writing books, I'm writing blogs, I'm doing everything I can, doing everything I love, and doing it in such a way that I could share it with others, I could help others, I could be an inspiration, I could have a positive impact on the world. It's really that simple to me. And I would urge you guys to keep it simple as well. Like this 3-step process, it's a 3-step process for a reason. I could make a 20-step process if you really want to make it complicated. But if you guys want to be positive, you really have to recognize, one more time, I actually want to go through this one more time. You actually have to recognize life is a roller coaster. Focus on what you can control, not what you cannot control. Find gratitude. Take time to reflect on your life and be grateful for all the little things, all the things that you have right now. And 3, stay in your own lane, right? Follow what you're passionate about, what you love to do, and do it in service of others. Don't do it for yourself, right? It's not just about you. Life is better when it's about other people, when it's us together. That's when life really that's when it really takes off, guys. Anyways, I love it. I don't have anything else to say other than thank you guys. Thank you, Jay Fisher, for your engagement here. Rachel Johnson, always a pleasure. Sherry Godfrey, Julie Ross, Beverly Risdale, Space Paradoxes with the great comment there, great insight. Amelia Armstrong popped in. Yeah, it's like super happy about you guys all tuning in. I hope this episode really brought some value to you, because I'm telling you, the difference between being an optimist and being a pessimist is night and day, and your life will change if you could just learn to see the brighter side of life, to choose to look at the good rather than the bad. They're both there, right? You make the choice. Am I going to be positive or negative? You could be either or, it's up to you. But, my suggestion, and I know along my journey, I learned that the best possible route is to just be happy. Just be positive. We all want to be happy anyways. You might as well just do it right now instead of waiting. Come on. Anyways, I'm out of here. Peace, guys. If you want to support what we're doing on Implicit, we'd be honored. We'd be so happy. You go to patreon.com/implicit. There's a ton of rewards there in it for you, but also it's just a way to support us and help us get our message across. We're also, we're working on opening a commercial location. So, I won't be filming out of my living room anymore. We could be filming out of a studio, and you guys could come into the studio and hang out with us. It'd be super cool. But anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. Let's see the peace sign. Peace, love, and positive.